Revenue Masterclass idea number 3. So, our third idea is game development. You can use GPT to help you create a game of any kind. And in this scenario, we will focus on board games. So now ChatGPT can help you create fresh ideas because it has access to a reservoir of information, and as such, you can stack ideas on each other to create board games, even online games that haven't existed before. What you're using ChatGPT to do is to give you an outline of the game, how it's played, what the aim of the game is, how you win, what is allowed, what isn't allowed, the plot, the setup, and all of that. And then you would go on to then take this plot that GPT has built for you to create the game, whether it is online or it is a physical one, such as a board game. You might notice on social media that a lot of card games are popping up, and that, of course, comes from a mix of people building games using their personal lives, and of course, mixing in GPT content to ensure that they have up to 52 cards. And some of these games are based on relationship, history, social life, current trends. And if you're doing current trends, you would then update to GPT. Know that you can either take the open AI version or get the browser version because that one is free. And of course, ChatGPT does all the fundamentals for you and then you build on it, or you just take the idea and run with it. A number of people have actually used GPT to create games, and these, of course, have made stories because people found it surprising. And AI can do the whole game building process for you. So here we have GPT creating the foundational elements such as rules, what players do, what's going on in the game, explaining terms and mixing terms together to give you something creative and unique. And then you would then go on to a different AI application, and this one would generate how the characters look for you. That is in the case of if it is a online game. So if it is a physical one, you can also still use an application like Midjourney, and Midjourney would help you with branding and character design and help you have a beautiful cover design for your product. And then you would go on to other AI tools that would then write the coding behind the game or help you design how the board game would look. A simple tool like Canva would help you do that. And then you would go about printing it and making it available to people. So just know that GPT isn't limited. Now, I'm talking about GPT in terms of board games and online games and very complex formats. But you can also use GPT to create games that are pretty simple, such as a crossword puzzle or the usual Sudoku. And I show that example here where I'm asking GPT to create a puzzle. And so I'm asking it to give me maybe 15 to 22 questions and also the answers, and this puzzle will be targeted towards people who are into cats. Notice before I asked GPT if it was able to create puzzles, and of course, GPT being able to do any and everything for the most part once it's language based, GPT went on to give me a whole bunch of questions and the answers, so I was able to create a puzzle. You can put these puzzle books and crosswords on Amazon Kindle, and if you go on to create more complex game with the app, then you would move on to different routes of publicizing it and generating it and making it available to the public. So the different routes would be if it's a physical board game, you might use Shopify and then use TikTok to advertise it, or you might then go on to go TikTok for advertising, but have your video game, or your little play item available on the Google Play Store. And then you would go from there. So, a lot of people don't know that you can create games via GPT and it isn't limited to puzzles, but you have a whole range of options available with this application. And of course, GPT expands you into a even wider demographic because the information you have access to is more current.